Barcelona was at one of its worst levels today against Real Sociedad, especially from a tactical perspective. Barcelona really didn't deserve any points from this game, which serves as a warning for Hansi Flick in upcoming matches, as coaches will start exploiting these weaknesses in Barcelona's play. So, let's start by looking at how Real Sociedad approached the game against Barcelona. Sociedad learned from the mistakes of other teams that recently faced Barcelona, which applied high pressure with 6 players. This strategy often left only 4 defenders against 4 Barcelona attackers, allowing Barcelona's players to pull defenders inward and exploit the spaces left behind them. Real Sociedad changed their approach by pressing with only 5 players in high-press situations. It was a smart and intense pressure focused on Barcelona's 2 central midfielders. We see that both Kubo and Oyarzabal led the high press, focusing on Barcelona's 2 center-backs and leaving Pina with the ball, with 3 midfielders positioned behind the 2 attackers. When the ball was passed to Íñigo Martinez, the right midfielder was moving to Balde, and the central midfielder, Sasic, was responsible for marking the nearest pivot to Balde, which is De Jong. And when the ball reaches Cubarsí, the left midfielder was moving to Koundé, and the central midfielder was marking nearby pivot, which is in this case Casado. This tight marking and selective pressing restricted Barcelona's options to build play from the back, with only 5 players pressing effectively. Whenever the ball shifted to the left or right side, midfielders seamlessly rotated, allowing their forwards to press Barca's defenders and midfielders, isolating Pina as the only free player. So, Barcelona was forced to rely on long high balls, a tactic they struggled to benefit from in this particular match. Real Sociedad, unlike Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, didn't press with 6 but rather with 5, keeping 5 players positioned defensively. Zubimendi dropped between the central defenders, ensuring that Barcelona's attackers were always on 4-5 situation, effectively neutralizing any offensive advantage that Barca could gain. Even when Barcelona managed to bypass Sociedad's high press with quick and short passes, Lewandowski, dropping deeper to receive the ball, found no advantage. With 5-man defensive line in place, Barcelona could not create any numerical superiority or space between the center-backs. Zubimendi remained centrally, offering defensive support with the center-backs positioned securely behind him. This setup allowed Sociedad to maintain their structure, preventing Barcelona from finding any individual solutions or options in attack, with Lamine absent and Fermin Lopez playing instead. Barca had fewer creative options, forcing Lewandowski to pass the ball back repeatedly. So, how did Barcelona manage to score early in the match? It all started with a throw-in on the right side taken by Koundé. Fermin Lopez received the ball and immediately switched it across to Balde on the opposite flank. From Balde, the ball was then played inward. This movement prompted Sociedad to shift into a mid-block, with Kubo forced to press Balde on the left. When the ball moved to the center, one of Sociedad's midfielders had to press Casado, leaving space behind him. De Jong took this opportunity, moving into the gap. With a single pass from Cubarsí, the ball reached this open space left by the midfielder. This error by Sociedad, deviated from their usual defensive setup, allowed Barca to find the space they needed to score. But Barcelona scored a goal that was disallowed due to offside. This shot has raised a lot of doubts, showing that it looks more legitimate than it being offside. However, there was no doubt from the referee's perspective. It was clear to him that it was offside. This decision, however, denied Barcelona a goal that could have put them in control of the first half with a lead. But instead, it was Barcelona who conceded a goal. This goal came in a way that aligned with Sociedad's pressing strategy. Kubo and Oyarzabal were aimed at Barca's center-backs and then on Pina to force Barca to play long balls. Sociedad's 3 midfielders were positioned just behind. The long ball was played to Lewandowski, but the defender intercepted and returned it quickly to Sociedad's midfielder Sasic, with Casado unable to compete due to his shorter height. This turnover allowed a quick pass to be played behind Barcelona's defense, with Koundé, who struggled defensively, found himself outpaced by Becker, one of the fastest players in La Liga, leading to the first and only goal in this match. In the second half, Hansi Flick made some tactical adjustments to break Sociedad's high press. He brought on Dani Olmo to play alongside Pedri, which allowed him to draw defenders and free up space for Olmo. By his positioning as an inverted pivot, Barcelona could escape high press more effectively. Olmo and Pedri then began interchanging positions, creating openings for Olmo and allowing Balde to move up the field on the left side. This forced Kubo to press Íñigo Martinez or cover the gap between Martinez and Balde, giving Barca an opportunity to advance the ball more freely. With Sociedad's press broken, Barca could now switch play to the opposite side, Without Lamine Yamal, they relied on players who could support wider play and deliver crosses. However, Barcelona lacks natural fullbacks, with Koundé, slow in decision-making, often hesitated, affecting his impact in attack. In one instance, his poor touch led to a goal kick, a frustrating moment reflecting his limitations under pressure. As we can see, even when Barcelona had to rely on long balls, because Sociedad dropped into a low block, they needed their fullbacks to deliver quality crosses. However, neither Balde nor Koundé provided consistent quality in crossing. For instance, Koundé would often find himself in a position with space and time to deliver a cross, yet he struggled to execute it effectively. Barcelona's main viable solution at that point was accurate crosses, given Sociedad's deep defensive setup, but they lacked fullbacks who could capitalize on that. Moreover, Barcelona continued to miss a traditional winger like Lamine Yamal, who could stretch the field, take on defenders one-on-one, and create spaces. The game became congested in the middle, as Barca couldn't effectively use their wide players or make impactful plays along the flanks. Flick pointed out the empty spaces on the wings, but by the time the midfielder moved there, the opportunity had already passed. When Barcelona tried shifting Rafinha to the right wing to fill Yamal's role, it provided width, but didn't solve the problem. Strange decision-making persisted on the field, with players attempting ineffective crosses or making mistakes. Pedri, typically reliable, struggled to complete a straightforward pass to Olmo, illustrating the team's lack of focus and possible mental and physical fatigue. Despite the refereeing error, Barcelona's tactical challenges were evident. Barcelona faced a much tougher time breaking down a team like Real Sociedad, which matched their intensity and exploited their tactical weaknesses. Despite this loss, Barcelona remains at the top of the La Liga, standings with 33 points, 6 ahead of Real Madrid, who have a game in hand. After the international break, Barcelona will face Celta Vigo, and fans will be hoping for a strong response from the team. If you enjoyed our analysis and want to stay updated, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Your support means a lot. Let us know your thoughts on the match in the comments below, and let's stay hopeful as we look ahead to the next challenge.